I'm Andrew Appel, President and CEO of IRI, and I'm thrilled to be here at CES with the ARF and Gail and her team.
What I want to know is, kind of tell me your story.
I spent 14 years at McKinsey working with big financial services firms back when CRM and all those things were a big deal. Then I was at a company called Aon. IRI was looking for a CEO, great owners who really wanted to invest in the company and drive growth, and me with my kind of McKinsey background and a lot of data and technology backgrounds had most of the requisite skills they were looking for. So it was kind of a meeting of serendipity.
A lot of people that come from other industries into the research industry are frankly pretty judgmental. I've been really impressed with your willingness and the leadership that you've brought in terms of embracing the possibilities but bringing them in a particularly constructive way. Where does the inspiration for that come from?
So my playbook, having been a new CEO 4 times, is to go spend 90 days and listen to the organization. And you ask 3 simple questions. What's working, what's not working, and what should I focus on? And then you kind of amalgamate a view between your employees and your clients on where the world is and in the organization. And my bias when I took the role was to be transformational. And one of the observations that was like the first big observation about market research, the amount of information and the amount of expertise in the CPG industry was extraordinary, right? It's almost like the founding platform of market research in the economy. Syndicated data doesn't really exist in any other industry. So you have this platform, and my first observation was it was very backward looking. That was my first observation. Why is this a profession that has extraordinary information and is always trying to explain the phenomena of the past as opposed to affect the outcomes of the future?
Right. Was it kind of how you thought going in, or did you get that out of those interviews?
My incoming bias on IRI was a lot of unconnected solutions. My ingoing observation through my interviews was around, there was a little bit of a bias towards consultative. It's hard to do, and it's not highly recurring, and it's not highly growth oriented. So it was really through the listening tour. So if you took my entire first year and you boiled it down to what did you feel like you accomplished, it was A, we had to make sure all the stuff worked. B, we coined this concept that we're about using information, people, and data to drive growth. It was that simple. That was another lesson through my prior life.
I like the simplicity.
At Aon was you can't manage 7,000 people. You have to lead them.
Synthesize, tell a story, take a stand.
Yeah.
So it was like synthesize the data, and so it's very similar to what you're doing. Tell a story, right? So bring it to life on behalf of the consumer, and then take a stand, which is about leadership. Failure. Have you had any?
I'd say if I go back to my McKinsey days, I was asked to lead the integration of 2 major banks by the CEO. We focused very much on the things we were good at, which is physical integration of the system. And we missed the social dynamics of 2 massive professional service organizations. The Credit Suisse guys were highly analytical and the smartest guys in the room, and the DLJ guys were highly relationship and cultural and people-oriented. And they killed each other, and we missed it. We missed the people side.
It's a culture clash.
So this was the lesson. Listening and learning and looking for the social dynamics and the DNA of the people, and finding out what makes people tick. And in the integration standpoint, it was always the first thing you'd ask them is, who's fighting? So you'd ask them to tell me the gossip about the other people. The second question was, how's your group doing? IRI, the failures are everywhere. Or what Margot said to me yesterday from Google is, try a lot of things and just invest behind the ones that work. I think we're more about invest behind the things that do work. The opposite would be something I'm sure you'll get to, which is our on-demand measurement platform. So that we're going to learn from our friends at ComScore and really put one big idea on the table, which is we'll build a real-time offline to online measurement platform that allows you to measure digital advertising, and we call it Lift. If you can build a sustainable, accurate sales lift or penetration measurement in real time, you can potentially change how advertising is bought. And so we have decided to invest massively behind it.
What would you say your biggest success has been?
I think our biggest success is actually the the clarity of vision and momentum. And we became very, very clear that we're going to differentiate ourselves based on building relationships with retailers, our technology and our media, and then our global aspirations in China.
Perfection is really getting in the way of being able to have an impact.
Well, it's certainly
speed versus accuracy.
The inherent nature of the profession is accuracy over speed. The bigger the company, the more the challenge is to move quickly, and I think we live in an economy that requires speed. One of the biggest challenges of the very most successful organizations of the past 10 years is to move at the speed of the successful organizations of the next 10 years.
Oh, that's a great point.
And I think our profession has a lot to do to support that.
What's your prediction for 2016?
I do worry a little bit about, the markets are really challenged, China's challenged. At that level, my prediction is I think this is going to be a tough year. My goal, I guess, would be to play even, a bigger role in how the industry thinks through the impact of advertising. I guess my prediction for us, and maybe the industry, is that we'll make a big leap forward in trying to move towards new measures of ad effectiveness beyond viewership.
Thrilled that we could spend some time together.
Well, thank you. Your friendship and your support have been tremendous for us in the last couple of years as we've gotten to know each other. And I appreciate the opportunity. It's great.
Thank you.